Hello everyone and welcome to Campus Channel. I'm here with Emlyon Business School and we're going to be talking about the MSc in Global Innovation and Entrepreneurship. In order to do so, I have the pleasure to welcome the Program Director, Ricky Moore, and one of his students, Claire Caru. They are both here to answer my questions, but first we start with the pitch. So Ricky, the pitch, 60 seconds to tell us what we need to know about the program. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Then I'm listening.
The aim of the MSc in Global Innovation Entrepreneurship is to create a group of young, responsible social entrepreneurs who will be willing to create tomorrow. It's a transformative journey that takes the students beyond their comfort zone. The goal is to have the students climb as high as they dream. In tomorrow's future, students must be able to face the challenges of the disruption, have the mindset to create new innovation, and the ability to create sustainable transformations. Within the MSc in Global Innovation Entrepreneurship, the student will be able to work in a corporate environment, in a family business environment, or start their own businesses. Ultimately, the student will be a more responsible, socially entrepreneurial leader for tomorrow.
All right, thank you very much for the perfect pitch. We'll move on with the admission. What can we do and how can we apply and integrate this MSc? Let's move on. First, Ricky, who can apply?
Anyone who has a bachelor's degree in whatever subject or domain or area, and you are eager to learn about entrepreneurship and innovation, who wants to challenge yourself, you can apply.
Do I need to have an ID before applying?
It's not a requirement, but it's an asset if you come with one.
Is it better if I do have one, or is it just something that would be particular to my profile?
I wouldn't say it's better. It is an asset if you come with an idea, because you will be exposed to a number of challenges, inspirations, contexts that will help you create an idea if you don't have one, or will help you develop your own idea if you've come with it.
All right. Claire, what was your academic background? What did you do before applying?
So before I did a bachelor in international business at Lyon, at INSEC.
All right.
And so before that, I used to work in retail. So I had kind of a professional background already and a bachelor, yeah.
All right. And what made you decide to apply to this MSc? Why during your career did you decide now it's time for me to apply?
Because I wanted to learn the basis of what you need to be an entrepreneur. And also because I've always been passionate about international exposure, multicultural communication, so yeah.
And why trust Emlyon with your future at that point?
Because Emlyon is a renowned school, of course. It's renowned by recruiters. The quality of classes is also renowned, so yeah. And it was also in Lyon, where I used to live already, so I knew the city, I knew the reputation of the school, so yeah.
All right. What was, during the application process, what was the most challenging aspect?
I think what will stand out is your profile, your motivation, your background, what you did before, maybe your international aspect, the international aspect of your profile. Also, so you have a series of exercises that you need to do online.
The digital test, the
Exactly.
famous ones?
The digital test, which you can prepare for actually. Like you have a series of logical tests that you can prepare for.
All right.
But you also have some tests that you cannot prepare for. It's going to be like...
And how did you prepare for those?
So some logical tests, like the dominoes test, for example, you can prepare online. You can train before, and I think it's going to help you, yeah.
And for the part that you can't prepare, how can I do? What kind of questions should I expect? So there's the logical part and the non-logical part, I would say. How can I prepare for those?
Well, we're trying to understand your motivation. We want to see your skill set. We want to see how you think, how you function. You know, we want to give you challenges that will test your ability to respond to the challenges. So, yeah, we want to understand a little bit more what's inside of you, what makes you tick.
All right, so I won't be able to know more. The kind of question. Can I have one question that I could face?
Why you're interested in applying for the program?
All right, that's an obvious question. Makes sense. Before reaching the digital test, there is you have to send your application.
All right.
Only one student out of two, will pass. From my understanding of what's written on the website, maybe less, maybe more. What's the most important to you? Is it, like Claire said, the international aspect, for example, the international dimension of the application?
What we look for is the diversity of the students, right? The student body. We want to create a really diverse group of students. So we're going to look at their backgrounds, what they've studied. We want to measure their motivation. We want to understand their ability to project themselves into the future. So basically, we're making an investment on the students, saying, hey, we'll choose this one rather than that one, because we think that you may be a better fit with the program and that the program can better help you achieve your goals. So there's a little bit of an investment into the student when you recruit them.
How many students for one cohort?
Right now we're at 20 students in the cohort. We are aiming to increase that a little bit, but I like to keep the cohorts to a very manageable size. I want to know each student. I want to know their names, their backgrounds, their aspirations, that kind of stuff. So smaller is a little better in that direction.
All right. And then what's the age range?
23, 24. This year we're at 23 years and maybe 6 months.
All right. And so what would be the oldest?
30.
30.
Yeah.
All right. Several dates of application.
Yep.
When is the best to apply? It's like the student's myth. If you apply at the first session, you have more chance than if you apply the last ones. Is that true or not?
No. There are no sort of leveraged options around when you apply and which cycle. For each cycle, it's all unique, and we will recruit the best students in that cycle.
All right. So you don't need, especially an ID, to apply to an MSc in entrepreneurship. That would be the first cliché that we debunk. What about the others? The cliches are preconceptions, idea that you might have had before applying. Once you've applied, about Lyon, the MSc, innovation, global innovation, entrepreneurship. Claire, what was your cliche?
So the cliche I thought about was that you need to launch a company if you want to apply to this program, which is not true, because you will develop entrepreneurial skills that are also highly valued in corporate settings. So entrepreneurship skills are also needed when you work in a corporate setting. So
do you intend to launch your own company afterwards?
Not for the moment, maybe someday, but it's not in my plans yet.
All right, and what do you do now? I mean, I love to check things, when people say something like, well, give me an example that will actually demonstrate what you're saying. So
okay, so I'm doing an internship at NG Innovation for the residential market, and so I'm doing a lot of analysis to contribute to the strategy to the company. So I'm an analyst intern, and I'm working on innovative topics like home energy management systems or solar panels. So a lot of innovative business models or scouting for startups, and
All right, so it's a proof that you don't need to necessarily become an entrepreneur.
No.
What would be your cliche?
I think the cliche that I would like to propose is one that captures the essence of the program. We are a global program, and I want to make sure that everyone coming into the program understands the ambition of it. So it's not a cliche in the classical sense, but a cliche in terms of if you're coming into this program, you need to be open-minded. You need to be willing to go explore new frontiers. We're going to take you out of the comfort zone and into the blue zone. So that's my little cliche. It's not exactly the thing that would...
How would you define the blue zone?
Well, because you're going to need to create the opportunities, right? So there's a theory that says there's the red zone or the blue zone. So the red zone is where everybody sort of competes together.
Okay.
And there you're going to be into the kind of pricing, cutthroat type environment.
The jungle.
The jungle. Everybody's fighting in the jungle. When you're into the blue zone, you're creating opportunities. You're identifying opportunities before everyone else does. So you're going to go create leverage. You're going to build the opportunities for yourself. So that's where I'd like to take you with your ambition.
Maybe the blue zone is in Finland as well. Well, we'll discover that through the program. So many entrepreneurial MSCs. Why is the one you're representing unique?
The goal of our program is to create a group of socially responsible entrepreneurial leaders who are going to create tomorrow's future. And what's unique about us, we want them to live and experience the global innovation. So our goal is to take them into connected ecosystems so they can learn from each other, learn from the various ecosystems, and leverage the cross-fertilization coming out of those ecosystems. So maybe we can have a solution that's built with the Franco-Finnish experience. We can have a solution that's built with the Franco-Vietnamese experience. So I'd like the student to be open-minded and to be able to take advantage of the interconnectivity of the ecosystems.
And like you're saying, 18 months in 3 different locations, France, Finland, and Vietnam. How was it? What's the added value of going through the 3 countries?
I think the cultural differences between those 3 places are pretty strong. Also the climate, the weather, which is an important part too, because you need to be adaptable.
Right.
So you really need to adapt to a different culture every time. And I think it's gonna develop adapting skills, which are also highly needed in a corporate setting, once again.
All right, so when you arrived in Finland, for example, what were
Yeah.
the things that you need to adapt to?
Of course, the weather, because
Yeah, the weather.
when we arrived, it was less 35 Celsius degrees.
Which is quite
So
cold.
for a lot of us, it was like something really challenging and new. Also the mentality, because Finnish people are not like French or Vietnamese people. They are more maybe reserved at first sight, and you need to adapt to their culture and get to know them before you actually know them. Also the perception of business or project management is different, I would say. We had a lot of autonomy in the school because it was more like a university setting.
Why the 3 countries specifically? Why is that I don't know, a good thing for students?
Well, I mean, it's in keeping with the ethos of the program, right? I want it to be global. I want you to be a global leader. I want you to understand differences. I want you to be able to cross borders and build bridges. So getting the student exposed to 3 different ecosystems, to me, is one of the better ways of delivering on the ambition of the program.
Would you say, for example, those countries are specifically innovative, or would you say that they are ahead when it comes to entrepreneurship, or it's just mainly for the cultural and the global vision?
It's both. And the 3rd dimension is the personal development part. Why we go to Oulu in Finland? Oulu is perhaps not a very well-known city for many people. However, it's one of the most sustainable cities in Europe. They've got a lot of sustainable technologies out there. They are very connected. I mean, they're the city where the 5G was started, and they're now launching the 6G. It's an unknown gem, so it's very far north. It's very far north, and people don't really know a lot about Oulu, but it's an amazing place to be. It's been the birthplace of several enterprises that are famous, places like Nokia out there. Printocent, that's out there. Some great innovative companies are out there. Vietnam is also very important for us because it's all about the emerging economies, right? So understanding how I can leverage supply chains, how can I do better purchasing, how can I do digital media in these emerging economies. So it's a very different set of exposures compared to France. So combining the 3 sets of exposures, hopefully we're gearing the student with the right profile and experience.
So those cities are diamonds in the rough, basically.
They are.
Kind of. Have you met any famous companies, famous entrepreneur? Have you met any companies during your studies?
Yeah, in Vietnam, so we met big local fashion companies, for example, but we also met local entrepreneurs, smaller companies, which was also very interesting because we had the opportunity to work on real life projects and to help local business people to thrive with their projects. So we were really hands-on on projects, and it was really concrete. So very nice.
And is there any like professional advice or a professional, I would say, a teacher that really will change the course of your career? You know, a course that you've followed and you're like, well, I've never thought that this course would influence my career right now as much as it has, or it will follow me. An advice that you receive from a teacher, from the program director, from anyone you've met. It could be students as well.
I would say it's important to be curious, to ask questions, not just stay in your comfort zone, trying to look further. And I think what has really prepared me for the corporate setting that I am in right now would be maybe the group projects, but working on business development of new project, innovative projects, or like real work, real companies. Yeah, that was.
Ricky, how do you teach something as abstract as innovation?
Right. Well, it's abstract, but again, not so abstract.
I don't know, to me it is.
It's not so abstract. Innovation is first of all a mindset, right? To see things that others don't see, and to want to create the difference, right? You want to connect dots that people don't see. You want to leverage objects that seem disconnected, right? That's how you can disrupt. So giving the students an opportunity to make those linkages for themselves, to imagine a different way of doing the same thing. Don't just play by the rules. How about changing the game, right? So that's the way that we can teach the innovation, right? Getting that mindset. And I think if you can change the way you look at things, the things you'll see can change. So with that mindset, we can have the students innovate just in about any which way, shape, or form, whatever the context.
And how do you do that? Through what? Through group project? Through, I don't know, link with companies, work on an actual study case? What exactly is it made of?
Lots. So we will try to get them inspired by people who've done it. So we'll bring someone like you in and say, hey, look, this is what I've done. I hadn't thought about this, but then this happened to me, da, 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 and that's how I started. We'll give them some exposure to companies. So one of the first things we do during the boot camp, I will take him to one of our incubators in Lyon, the 8-7, where they will meet young entrepreneurs who are trying to build tomorrow, right? They're building new businesses, great innovative businesses. So they'll get exposed to those guys, hear their stories, and be inspired by them. Then in the classroom, we'll give them the cases, right? So here's the situation. Let's see if you can innovate it. Create a new business model, for example. Create a new marketing strategy. And then in the projects, when you go to do the in-company projects, you'll then be able to apply some of that inspiration, some of that application into the companies that you're working with.
And at the end, a professional thesis.
At the end, a professional thesis, a dissertation, or a business plan. So
is that it?
Right. The professional thesis, it's a topic of research. Let's say you're interested in the negative effects of blockchain on businesses.
All right.
You can do some investigation, you do some research around that. You may talk to people who are operating in the blockchain, and you try to understand what is it going to change and what is the impact of those changes. You can write about the need for AI as a differentiator in businesses, right? So those are things that require some level of research and an investigation. Or if you're interested in starting your own venture, once you've completed all the academic courses, we will then put you in the incubator with a mentor to help you work on your business plan to help your business get launched. So the end of the program, you can either do a dissertation or a thesis or a business plan.
Claire, what would you pick?
I'm picking a dissertation, yeah.
Do you have the subject in mind already?
Kind of, yeah.
Can we know a little bit about it? Or
Yeah, it's how innovation is going to help the ecology transition for the residential market, yeah.
All right.
The energy transition, sorry.
All right. Any advice you wish you could have told yourself before entering this MSc? Or you would give yourself, or you would give someone watching?
Yeah, I would say try to take advantage of the opportunities that you get. Try to talk with as much people as you can. As I said, try to be curious, ask questions.
All right, what do you do once you've graduated? Well, let's see after. But first, I have a question regarding Ricky Moore. I don't know how I should ask it. I'm wondering, asking you, are you a good program director? Or asking you, is he a good program director? Who wants what?
It depends on what you're looking for.
I'm not looking for anything. I'm just looking for an honest answer. It's what I'm looking for.
My ambition, aim is to be a responsible program director. We have a responsibility professionally for all our students. And that means ensuring that they can earn their degree, they can be proud of what they've done, and they are ready for tomorrow's market, because that's our mission as an academic institution. So first of all, I'm conscious about being a responsible program director. Depending on the performance of the students, I can be a good director, I may be a bad director, right? Because I try to hold them to the level of responsibility that is expected of a student to graduate of a business school like Emlyon Business School.
Yeah,
So,
that was my next question. What are you expecting from your students?
Well, a student who's been able to take advantage of this opportunity, it's coming into the program, you're going to be exposed to different cultures, different backgrounds, different professors, different situations. And you've got to learn to take all of those experiences on board and to sort of meld them into becoming this visionary leader, this socially responsible leader for tomorrow. So with that kind of an input, we expect that you are able to take advantage of this opportunity and create what the future would be like for you tomorrow.
Do you know what you want to do afterwards?
Not really.
Not really?
No, I think I'm gonna keep working in innovation. Yeah.
Okay.
So keep developing entrepreneurial skills, working on project management. And I don't know about the industry yet. I think I'm going to look for a job in Switzerland, maybe. So yeah, that's the
All right.
plan.
Did you have any link with the alumni network? Have you ever met any alumni?
I think we worked, we had exchanges and discussions during classes with alumni that created their own companies. I'm thinking about a person who created a shoe brand, a sustainable shoe brand. I don't remember his name, but...
Bernardo.
Bernardo, yes, exactly. But so he told us about his path and his project, how he launched his company. I didn't already have had the need yet to contact alumni, but I think it's also something that you can take advantage of, because it's a real plus if you need for your future to contact some person from some companies that were in the school before.
Would you say the alumni network is an active network?
Yeah, we have a network of over 45,000 alumni. So there are, I think, 130 or 140 countries or something like that around the world. So the network is pretty large and very dynamic. Right now, our GIE potential graduates are going to be joining that family of alumni. And part of the spirit of the alumni is to help each other out. So, yeah, I mean, they've come to the program, they are in the environment of the school, and they will certainly be tapping into that network later on. So I'm very optimistic about the potential of them being alumni and leading the the challenge for the new students tomorrow.
All right, thank you very much. What we've understood is that you can either be an entrepreneur or an intrapreneur, and for the rest, we still have time for the conclusion. Extra time is about saying something we haven't said already, or maybe highlighting something that we've said already, all right? Or anything else that comes to your mind. Claire, what would be your conclusion?
So I would say if you apply to this program, you really, I think it's going to change you because as I said, you're going to be in quite different settings and you're really going to develop adaptability. So this is, I think, the most beautiful thing about this program.
All right, thank you. Ricky?
I think you need to, first of all, be willing to be inspired. All right, you're going to be exposed to lots of various inputs, lots of differences, lots of situations. So you need to learn from that inspiration. Okay, take it on board. We'll take you outside of your comfort zone. You will push an envelope. So you got to be willing to be inspired. From that inspiration, hopefully there'll be some sort of an initiation. There's going to be some magic. There's going to be a spark. There's going to be something that, you know, is going to trigger, click within you. Whether you'll go back into the family business, you go to a corporate setting, you're going to go start a business, you're going to go somewhere. So there's going to be some click. There's going to be something that's going to trigger inside of you. And then the third phase of that is maybe you'll implement. So we want to see you, you know, be happy. We want to see you grow. We want to see you take advantage and be proud of what you've achieved over the course of the program. So I say be inspired, sort of implement, initiate something, and then you can implement something. All
right, thanks to the two of you for answering all my questions. If you want to innovate globally, discover Emlyon MSc Global Innovation Entrepreneurship, an immersive journey across France, Finland, and Vietnam. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you soon.